Welcome back to yet another session. In the last video, we learned about the meaning definition of economics. Then we learned about the three economic activities such as production, consumption and investment. Three main economic activities: production, consumption and investment. Production, consumption and investment, they are the three essential activities which has to take place in an economy. Production should be there for consumption. For production to take place, investment should be there, and as I told you, these three generates income for an economy. Now let us move on to the first one, production. For the production, resources are needed. We can undertake production only with the help of resources. Now from class 8 onwards, you have started learning about resource. What is a resource? Can you recollect it? Resource is anything which is valuable and has the utility to satisfy our needs. If anything which is valuable and if it has the utility to satisfy our needs, we call it as a resource. As far as you people are concerned, textbook, notebook, all these are resources for you because they are valuable and they can satisfy your needs. So anything which finds to be valuable and which can satisfy your needs, that is known as a resource. So if it can satisfy the need, definitely it has got a utility. So that is known as a resource. Example you have learned for resource: natural resource, human resources, human-made resources, and in class 10 you have made a detailed study about different types of natural resources, different types of resources you have learned. So for the production of goods and services, we need resources. But there is a problem with these resources. The resources are scarce in our economy. Resources are scarce in our economy. What do you mean by the term scarcity? What is mean by, if you say something is scarce, what do you mean by that? Shortage. So what is meant by scarcity? Scarcity means limitation of supply in relation to the demand. Scarcity means limitation of supply, shortage of supply in relation to its demand. Demand will be more, but the supply of that will be less. That is known as scarcity. For so many products, we find scarcity in our economy. We experience those things in our daily life. Likewise, in an economy, resources are scarce. Population, the number of people, they are increasing day by day. Demand is increasing day by day. So that much amount of supply also should be there. So for the production of goods and services, we need resources. Resources are becoming scarce. So what is scarcity? The limitation of supply in relation to demand. We need to satisfy the increasing population. So to satisfy the increasing population, that means demand is very high. So along with that, there should be supply also. But the supply cannot be done in a correct amount if that much amount is not produced in the economy. Therefore, for the production of goods and services, we need resources. So the main problem which is associated with the resources is that the resources are scarce in our economy. Now, scarcity is not the only problem, but along with scarcity, what is the other problem? All these scarce resources have alternative uses. So scarcity of resources is the main problem. Along with that, what is the other problem? These scarce resources have different uses. At the same time, wants of the human beings are unlimited. So not only scarcity is found, along with that, these scarce resources have alternate uses, and at the same time human wants are unlimited. If we are human beings, our wants will be Definitely unlimited. If one want is satisfied, the new want is emerged. So human beings are like that. So along with the scarcity, which are the other two problems that are common in an economy? Scarce resources have alternate uses. At the same time, the wants of human beings are unlimited. Now, let us try to understand this with the help of few examples. Example number 1. Petrol. Petrol is something which we use for the running of vehicles. It is short in supply. We are importing the product from other countries. So it is a product which is short in supply, limitation. It is short in supply, but its demand is very high. That scarce resource. So petrol here is a scarce resource and it has different uses other than using in vehicles. So many other areas petrol is used. Petrol is used in airplanes, generators, machines, railway engines and so on. So scarcity is not the only problem. Along with that, what is the other problem? These scarce resources have alternative uses. Take the second example, land. Land is a resource. Land as a resource is used for different purposes. Let us see. For agricultural purpose, for the construction of houses and for the construction of factories and so on. So land as a resource, it is scarce, at the same time it is used for different purposes. Number of people are increasing in the economy, population is increasing, construction of factories, industries, everything is increasing day by day, use of land is also increasing. Take this third example. This is for your proper understanding. You are sent to a shopping mall, or your parents are asking you to, or your parents are granting permission for you to buy a most valuable product that you like. Say for example a mobile phone. If you are going to a shopping mall and you are carrying rupees 20,000 with you, this is also a resource that you have. When you go to the shopping mall, you visit so many shops, and after that when you enter into a shop, you can find the mobile phones which is produced by different companies. I have written the company as company A, company B and company C. Now among these three, the most attractive one for you was the mobile phone which is produced by company B, and the amount of that product is 25,000. The cost of that product is 25,000. Now my question is, how much amount of money you have with you? Only 20,000. Okay, so a person who is carrying, if you are carrying 20,000 and if the amount of the product is 25,000, you will not be able to buy. There you can find a shortage of money. So definitely you will have to go to the next option. The next one which you liked was the mobile phone which was produced by company C, and the cost of that product is 20,000. So what are you doing here? You are giving up the product which cost 25,000, that was your first option, and you are moving on to the second option, that is the mobile phone which is produced by company C which cost rupees 20,000. You wish to buy the mobile phone which was produced by company B, but it is not possible because you have only an amount of rupees 20,000 with you. So definitely you have to go, you are forced to go to the next option, that is the mobile phone produced by company C which cost rupees 20,000. So what are you doing here? You are making a choice. You are making a choice. So which one is a choice? Either to buy 15,000 or 20,000. So definitely as you are more attracted towards company C other than this company B, the next option is company C, definitely you will go for company C product. That is your option now. You have made a choice. If you have 25,000 with you, definitely you will go for the product which is produced by company B because that is your first option. As you don't have that much amount of money, you are going for a second option. that is mobile phone produced by company C. So what are you doing here? As the money is scarce, as the money is shortage of money has forced you to go for a choice. So we can write that in a form of a sentence. Problem of choice arises from scarcity. It is only due to the shortage of money has forced you to make a choice between two mobile phones produced by company B and company C. If there was no shortage of money, definitely you will go for the mobile phone which cost rupees 25,000. As your amount of money as a resource for you is shortage, is less, you are opting for a choice. So the problem of choice arises from scarcity of resources. This is just the case of an individual. Just imagine the case of an economy. Economy also faces that kind of a problem. In economy, there are varieties of goods produced, consumer goods, capital goods, so many goods are produced in the economy. And economy has to satisfy each and every sections of people in the economy. So economy has got the responsibility to produce different types of goods and services with the limited resource that it has. So economy also should choose among the goods it has to produce. Problem of choice arises not only for an individual but also for an economy because of scarcity of resources. Now we will move on to the definition of Lionel Robbins. I told you definition of Lionel Robbins stands as a base for the chapter 1 of your microeconomics. Now we'll go back to the definition of Lionel Robbins, then you will understand his definition. Let me read his definition. Economics is a science which studies the human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. Let us simplify that. It is a study of human behavior as a relationship between, what are we studying here? The relationship between ends and means. We are studying the relationship between ends and means. Ends and scarce means. To be very, very important, ends and scarce means which has alternative uses. Ends and scarce means which has alternative uses. Now let us see what is this ends and means. In a simple meaning, what do you mean by ends and means? Ends means goal and means, what is the meaning of that? Method to achieve the goal. Ends and means. Ends means the goal. If you want to score high marks in a particular subject, or if you want to score A plus or a high score for a particular subject, that is the goal that you have already set. For economics, for class 12 exam, you are going to score 100 out of 100 or more than 95. That is the goal that you had set. That is the end. What is the means for that? Work hard, solve so many question papers, refer different textbooks, learn the daily portions properly, and go through all the current issues and gain knowledge about the particular subject. All these are the methods to achieve the goal. That is meant by ends and means. That is meant by ends and means. So this ends and means, let us talk with regard to the resources. So here I have related means as resources. Means, what is the meaning of that word means? Method or ways to achieve the goal. Source to achieve the goal. Source to achieve the goal. Here the source is resource. I have related the word means to resource. And the word ends to the word production. So ends and means. What is the end? Production. What is the means? Resources. So how will you read that? Resources are used to produce goods and services. Resources are the means to reach the goal of production. Resources are the means to achieve the goal of production. I told you, only with the resources production can take place. So the resources are the means to achieve the goal of production. But what is wrong with these means? In the definition of Lionel Robbins, we can find economics is a science which studies the human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means. Means are scarce. Resources are scarce. And these means have alternative uses. Here we have taken means as resources. Resources are the means to achieve the goal or ends of production. Goal of production. Here means are resources and the goal end is the production. So in order to achieve the goal of production, what has to be there? Resources have to be there. But these resources are scarce. Scarce resources. Scarce means which has alternative uses. So which is means here? Resource. That means resources which are used for production. Resources are means. Production is the end. Ends and means. So in order to achieve this end, we have to depend on the means. Which is the mean? Resources. But these means are scarce and they have alternative uses. That is a definition given by Lionel Robbins. So resources, the means which are used to achieve the goal of production is scarce. At the same time, it has alternative uses. Think about the land which is used for producing the food grains. Land is not only used for producing food grains, but also for the construction of buildings, houses, factories, industries, and so on. This is the base. This is a definition given by Lionel Robbins. So based on the definition, we can say that this particular aspect, that is resources which are used for production, is scarce and it has alternative uses, is actually an economic problem. This is the problem faced by an economy, because economy has to produce different varieties of goods, and the resources which are used for these production of goods and services, they are scarce and they have alternative uses. Definitely it is a problem of an economy. That is economic problem. So that is the definition given by Lionel Robbins. So on the basis of that, we can see what are the reasons of economic problem. What are the reasons of economic problem? The reasons of economic problem are resources are scarce. Point number 2, scarce resources have alternative uses and human wants are unlimited. So this is the economic problem and these are the reasons of the economic problem. So on the basis of the definition of Lionel Robbins, it is clear that economics is a study of the human behavior as a relationship between ends and the scarce means which has alternative uses. So the study of chapter 1 will be based on this concept. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.